Now, talking of the power of soaps, as we were, more than 20 million viewers watched this shocking moment. And even then, the then Prime Minister, Tony Blair, demanded justice.
Oh, do you remember that?
I have no option but to pass on you a custodial sentence of 18 months. It will begin immediately. Do you understand?
Yes.
Have you anything to say?
I didn't do any of it.
Right. Take the defendant down, will you?
Oh.
Honestly.
Me and my sisters used to reenact that all the time.
She was. Annie Kirkbride was my
Brilliant.
friend and one of my favourite people in the world. But during that storyline, she was in Nelly every day from 7 till 7. Yeah. She was so fed up with being there all the time. So one night they said to her, your scenes are finished by 5 o'clock, and she was off to go to this shop called Kendall's, this department store that she lived in. Anyway, she was just going out the door. She had a taxi. She never drove. She had a taxi there. And they came and said, we're really sorry, Annie, we're going to have to call you back in to do another scene. She was so furious, she jumped up and down, bit the end of her tongue off.
I can understand the pain, though.
You know, when you think you're going home.
You're going home, you're like, oh, so funny.
OK, so continuing with our soap theme, still to come. Yes, we are going east and giving Nadia a trip down memory lane and asking, are you good at getting what you want from relationships? Do not miss it. See you after the break. Well, you voted that your third favourite soap moment. Kim Tate coming back from the dead in Emmerdale in 1997. Was it? Oh, it was a goodie, wasn't it?
Wow.
It was a goodie.
97.
So coming up on our soap special, romance advice from Corrie's Blanche, but should you ever interfere in your children's love lives? Thank you very much, Lisa. Now, Nadia was also once a soap queen. So let's look at her in action as Annie Palmer in EastEnders, 1998, alongside Phil Mitchell, no less.
I've always fancied you, you know.
Really?
Really.
How much?
A lot.
An awful lot.
An awful lot.
Now, we're going to count this money?
I don't like being made to feel an idiot.
I didn't say never. Just not now. It's January, Phil. Christmas is a long way off. You'll just have to learn to wait.
So weird.
It's so funny watching you because you're doing that slightly
Just cringing and just like... And I'm struck by how much I look like my youngest there. But it's funny because when I was just watching that, I was thinking, when I was in the soap, you all know this, girls, well, every interview you do, they say, oh, you know, how much of you like your character are you? And I didn't think I was like my character at all, but, like, people close to me were saying I was getting more and more like her in real life. And because I put those boots on and stride around and just think I could just make everybody do what I wanted, just with a look and with a shove. But actually, I think that was a little bit in me anyway.
Your accent's gone more like her as well, the more you're talking.
No, I'm at the doors. I was at my head to one side, I'm not sure why. But I think, yeah, I think there was something inside of me that was a bit like that, and it actually did change me a bit, because then I carried that through.
What you needed.
I got much more
was that,
bounded, yeah.
How long ago was that?
Oh, God, it must be 28 years.
28 years?
Yeah.
Blimey.
Yeah.
But that's interesting, though, if you take that, some of that character with you into your life, because then we were thinking, like, how good are you at getting what you want in relationships? You know,
playing games. When you were a teenager, you could play games.
Play games.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no game plan. Well, I usually just ask for what I want. That's my directness.
I can imagine you.
Yeah, I'm quite demanding. But, you know, you've got to be vocal, I think.
Well, so if you don't say what you want or what's making you unhappy or what makes you happy...
It used to be fun playing mind games, though, because did you remember when they would ring in, you go, I'm so not ringing back. I'm so not ringing back.
And then
She's
5
to
minutes
mean,
later
keep
you
them
would.
keen. Yeah.
It was, I think it's a rite of passage when you're younger, because you're kind of learning what the boundaries are.
Yeah.
But then you get to an age and you just think, actually, this is painful for me.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I couldn't do it now. I couldn't do games now.
No.
I really couldn't. They're
Am
just
I?
too...
I don't know.
No.
Depends what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But do you not think? But do you not think that's a confidence thing as well? Because when
Yeah.
you're a teenager, you're not confident always, and you're just starting out on that relationship, you know, learning how to deal with it.
I think it
we
teaches
never
you
called
to-
it mind games.
No.
No, we
Things have
never
got all
called
these
it game
labels
playing.
now. We didn't call it game playing, mind games. We just called it flirting or not flirting or.
I like some of these labels the youngsters have got. I'm jealous of them. I would have loved to have known I was playing mind games. Everything I did, I was just impulsively just doing it. I got myself into so many
That's
situations.
great, though, because you can learn. That's how you learn about relationships. That's how you learn to
didn't have
spot
to
a
learn
wrong
as
un.
much.
I never used to wait for them to ask me out because I used to be. I don't know why I did that, but I did used to be the person that would ask people out.
Never.
Too.
I mean, maybe not as politely as that, but I used to go after what I wanted, should we say?
Did you ever get unrequited?
I was never. I did have crushes. They were rarely unrequited, but yeah. But I did, when I was doing a play, a musical in the West End in 1982, the 4 McGann brothers were in it. You know, the McGann brothers, there was Stephen, Mark and Joe and Paul.
Yeah.
And I had this very unrequited crush on Paul McGann. And all the other McGann brothers used to think I was really funny and have a right laugh and go, she's a right laugh, isn't she, Dad? When I was going to be on my own with Paul, it was like I took a personality pill and threw it away. And I had no personality. You know when you really fancy somebody and you can't think of what... And he said, oh, my brother said you're a right laugh. Just couldn't think of one funny thing to say, ever.
So he didn't fall for you?
Yeah, it did work. It's interesting you brought that because we are going to talk about crushes a bit later, actually. But that thing you always remember, don't you? That person that you had a crush on, you just couldn't even look at or talk to them because it was just too embarrassing. Anyway, that is coming up later on as well.